Aspen's water future. So Aspen owns a water rights portfolio with many types of water rights. And the way that we manage these rights is through an integrated water supply system. So now I'm going to get into a few little details, but stay with me here. An integrated water supply system is a mixture of technologies, management, and operational strategies that we use to provide our customers with water. You're going to hear this term a lot in the next few years. So here's a chart of our integrated water system. So first, our surface resources are rights that we have to pull water directly from streams and rivers. And included in our portfolio are rights from Maroon and Castle Creeks, which currently supply close to 100% of Aspen's water needs. We also have groundwater, both deep and alluvial, and so we have rights to use the water in these aquifers. We also have operations which include the water treatment and conveyance systems that ensure that the water you drink is safe and available when you turn on the tap. Reuse is the right that Aspen has to reclaim water after it is treated at the wastewater facility. And conservation is an ongoing effort that the city has embraced to reduce the amount of water that is needed through the efficient use of water. We have saved water by installing water-conserving plumbing fixtures and adopting conserving efforts, conserving water behavior. So thanks to your efforts, Aspen has drastically reduced the amount of water that is needed per person. Next in the portfolio is storage. So storage is a method that utilities use to capture water during times of excess to use during times of shortage. So without storage, savings from efforts such as conservation cannot be captured for future use, and instead they just leave the valley. So storage is also a method to hedge against risk. So I'm going to talk a little bit about risks that we have to deal with at the water utility. So risks that water utilities have to deal with are events that may be random and unpredictable, but they have high impacts. So things like climate change, wildfires, floods, and natural and man-made water quality events, as well as other natural events such as avalanches, can challenge our ability to serve water. So right now, Aspen has very limited storage. The only reservoir the city has access to is the Leonard Thomas Reservoir up at the water facility, and that's the picture on your left. And this is a very small reservoir. We also have some tanks in our distribution system, but these are also very small, and really they're more operational in nature. And during our peak days, we have less than a day's worth of storage, to give you an idea of the risk we're talking about. So that is So storage is a big item that we're looking at right now, and something that you're hearing a lot about in the news. But in order to continue to serve safe, legal, and reliable water, we're constantly adding to the integrated water system. So that includes items like, for instance, we recently engaged geologists with an expertise in mine storage to investigate the potential of storing water in Aspen's mine tunnels. We also recently entered into a contract to investigate the use of in-situ reservoirs for our storage needs. And this is a neat idea that we're excited about. Essentially, with the right geology, you can create an underground storage vessel. Other components that we're looking at include enhanced conservation efforts, both indoor and outdoor, implementing a reuse system, and we're also talking with other water providers about ways to cooperate and share our resources. And we're looking at ways to expand our groundwater system. So also in our water rights portfolio are conditional water rights. So what are conditional water rights? Well, this is a legal term, which means we're not using the water right now, but we have the right to use it in the future. So that's how we protect our future water needs. You've probably seen stories about 2 of these rights in the local news. These are our water storage reservoirs up on Maroon and Castle Creeks. Although we've maintained these rights since 1971, this summer Council did something unprecedented. So by law, every 6 years, the city must tell the water court if it's still interested in these rights, even if it's not going to use them immediately. Instead of just filing its interest right away, Council sent staff out to talk with citizens and stakeholders about these rights. After much deliberation, Council unanimously decided it would be negligent to abandon them. In October, Council unanimously passed Resolution 141, which has 4 directions for the Water Department to follow. So first, we were directed to file for the water right, which we did on October 31st of 2016. Next, we're to continue to develop Aspen's integrated water system, which we just discussed. Next, we're to bring the community into the discussion about Aspen's water future. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in a few minutes. And then the 4th, we're to investigate potential alternative locations and sites for the reservoirs. And these are things such as the in-situ reservoirs or mine tunnel storage. So, going to the community-based process, how can you get involved? So the Council asked staff to create a process to engage our community. And we want to hear your ideas and concerns and incorporate your thoughts into our long-range planning. So we are undertaking this effort through 3 steps. First, we conducted an assessment. We worked with consultants to reach out to our stakeholders and community to understand how they wanted to interact with us. So we, and some of you may have been involved in these interviews. We actually had consultants come into town and meet one-on-one with different groups and individuals, and they came up with concerns and the ideas and ways that they want to collaborate with us and put it together into a report that we're then going to take. We're taking this information into step 2, which is a collaborative process. So we're taking the input from that assessment, and then hopefully in the next few weeks, we're going to be releasing an RFP for a facilitation team to come and work with us, work with the community, and have workshops and work groups to help us take the information that we gathered during the assessment and help us put together the ideas and concerns to update Aspen's water future. So when we're done with the collaborative process, we'll be able to take that information to update our water future plan. And we do want to hear from you, and if you have any ideas you want to share, please reach out to us. We've established an email. The address is watercollaboration@cityofaspen.com to gather your input, and we really do want to hear from you, and I look forward to talking with you more in the future.